we've got a good 6 to 8 hours of time to kill while that bison dries.
Okay.
Why don't you tell me about, I don't know, the Celestials and the Eternals?
Oh, what a perfect story to kill some time. Jack Kirby went to Stan and said, I've got this amazing cosmic grand epic that's not only gonna drive the Marvel Universe forward, it's gonna tell the history of everything went on in the past. We'll be forever locked in this love triangle through the history of the Marvel Universe going forward.
Wow, and with that, the bison's done.
Oh, fantastic.
Hey everybody, this is Perch. It's certainly an interesting time. We got the midterms coming up in a couple days, about a week here, or I don't know. It's coming up soon. Anyway, be nice when it's over. Lots of speculation about what's going to happen, who's going to win, who's going to lose, and it'll be wonderful when we're just at the other side of it, and then there won't be any more speculation. People will just be done, and it's put up or shut up time, which is always a time I enjoy. Anyway, so but people are acting crazy. As I mentioned a couple of times, social media, Facebook, Twitter, these places are nuts. I wish people would just get over to Mastodon or Tumblr or where the hell you're going. Saw somebody posted this long thread about proper etiquette in Tumblr. It's like just get to where you want to be, and then leave everybody alone. Just find your spot. Shut up. I mean, it seems like just a couple short months ago, we were being told on Twitter that if you didn't like it, you could go build your own Twitter. Well, if you don't like it, go. And it's not an airport. You don't need to announce your departure. Just leave. Just get to where you're going. I understand several people do business there. And so if you're going to say, hey, best way to do it. Like, hey, if somebody did, they reached out to me and said, hey, I'm leaving Twitter. Don't like it. I'm closing this account. And then, but here's how you can get in contact with me. And I appreciate it. Perfect. That's what I needed. Perfect. You're just telling me where to get in touch with you. I don't wonder. And that's perfect. That's exactly all we need. But the continual, I'm going to resist. No, I'm not going to resist. I'm just going to leave. I'm not going to feed Elon Musk, but I'm not going to be bullied off the cliff. Jesus, just go. Anyway, this letter writer feels somewhat the same. It says, Dear Perch, I've been vaguely following the whole Elon Musk Twitter drama, and part of me feels the whole thing is so absurd. Just part? Just part of you? By the way, he way overspent for that thing. Absolutely, there are better places to put his money. You cannot cure world hunger with the money he paid for Twitter. It doesn't work like that. It's not like it's not like he went into a big Elon bank like Scrooge McDuck and started gathering up bills to put in a briefcase. That's also not how it was bought. People don't understand finance. But anyway, there's so many better things he could have done with that money. Like build a Disney rival theme park. Put it in Kansas. There's so many things he could have done. I don't know. The whole thing is so absurd. Okay, back to mail. Famous people complaining about paying $8 for a stupid blue check mark that doesn't really mean anything. Yet people are acting like it's the end of civilization as we know it, even when none of the Twitter drama really means anything more than a week after it happens. I don't even have Twitter, and I solely check it out to see what you and a few others are up to. But to be fair, I'm still pissed about the Tom King Jay Lee thing, but that's more on Tom King. Well, sure. By the way, it's funny how it morphed. The blue check mark suddenly became, this is the only way that identities can be real. That is the talking point. Except if you go to Google, you will still find people offering to sell you the blue check mark. For 15 grand, they will get it. They will sell it for you. There were plenty of streamers and other people whose identities were not known who had the blue check mark. The blue check mark is bullshit. It was before. It is now. The idea that you have to pay for it now, and then it's just it's so insane. But people have definitely got it in their heads that somehow this was protecting democracy. The blue check mark. It's like, this was never about identity. This was about status. This is about a little badge to make you feel more important than the commoners. That's what it was. Plenty of quote unquote real people didn't get the blue check mark, weren't offered it. Plenty of fake people paid their way to get it. Sorry, that's what everyone knew and agreed on this months ago. Now suddenly it's the fate of the free world. It's drama much? I don't know. Anyway, to relate back to comics, back to the mail. I recently read Ann Nocenti and Art Adams' long-shot miniseries, which illustrates an ideal that I find kind of liberating. Picture Twitter as the hellscape mojoverse that is the antithesis of life, with all the non-spineless upper class as slaves. Perhaps Elon Musk is mojo, but I hardly think it would be polite to put a prominent African-American level. Okay. So let's put noted comic skate leader, Russian agent, Arby's eater, penguin molester, the greatest crime of all, comic book artist, image founder, and creator of the right's greatest meme since Pepe, Eric Larson, in the role of Mojo. Eric Larson. Okay. Either me or you fit the role of long shot, not me. The man without a past determined to wake up the minds of slaves and realize they could be free if they just let go of the bullshit that is Twitter. Okay, I'm getting the analogy here. Your mind can be free if you realize that you are a slave to your own vices. A pity that former cocaine addict Stephen King didn't see Eric Larson's plan to force him to pay for the blue check mark as just the actions of a local drug kingpin to increase the cost of their drugs to those who crave their next fix. There's an odd sense of tragedy to this statement as I'm typing this out because you could argue that Twitter for King is just a relapse of his cocaine issues. Yikes. Although cocaine would certainly be much healthier than Twitter. Probably it would get to the conclusion faster, that's for sure. Maybe what people need to do is to get woke, not in the buzzword or racial related sense. I'm talking about fully reawakening. You take the red pill and stop caring so much about things that isolate us, like identity. Let's get back to the things that truly matter, like culture, the arts, and the ample bust of women, or whatever people are sexually attracted to it, if both parties are old enough to consent. That's one hell of an ending. Look, I mean, I've been yelling into the void for some time. Social media doesn't matter. The drama of all this stuff doesn't matter. It's negligible to the sales of comic books. Creators who have tried and been on this and know this to be true, if search their feelings, you know it is true. It's status. And for a lot of comic book creators and comic book fans, all of us, we're still living this hangover of kind of our hobby being for nerds, not good enough to be in the popular sports or the popular activities or whatever it happens to be. We weren't good enough. So that's where all this stuff, this social media that preys on dopamine and preys on making you feel more important, it's going to hit hard for people who are in comics and around comics because it's hitting that insecurity that a lot of people have. The feeling like you're not good enough, the feeling like you've got to get in there and get likes and get more important. I mean, look, there's been a lot of creators. Is it Jeremy Whitley? I mean, one of these, I think Jeremy Whitley is one that a while back was like, am I shadow banned? Nobody's been liking my tweets lately. And the guy is honestly like freaked out about it. He was troubled. And you see that with a lot of people, not just him. I'm pulling one name out of the bucket, but I mean, there's a lot of people who have that general, angst. They need that attention. They need to be liked. They need to feel like they matter. And Twitter and Facebook and a lot of these services provide that. And kind of the biggest thing Elon Musk is doing, whether he realizes it or not, and I don't think this is his master plan, is that in some cases it's ripping the Band-Aid off of the attention. Kathy Griffin gets suspended from Twitter for impersonating Elon Musk. I'm sure she felt it would be a good gag. I'm sure right now she is, shaking because she doesn't have Twitter. This is how a lot of people are. The expression is you fuck around and you find out. It is unhealthy. It's by far an addictive substance, and it's one that every time we kind of get close to people acknowledging that it is addictive, that it is harmful for people, pops some dumbass who wants to tell us that this is critical to democracy. It is critical. I mean, even the stuff about critical to free speech. And when the shoe was on the other foot, the same thing was true. Trump was addicted to Twitter. He ultimately went and dumped a bunch of money into Truth Social, which is a waste of time. But it is, that need to be liked, that need to get, engagement. It's what the product itself feeds on. And the faster people can get away from it, the faster, everybody will be healthy. I did a video on Dan Mora who's putting out great work. Dan Mora has an Instagram, certainly puts material out, but you notice no insane bullshit out of Dan. In a lot of cases, even if you're a good guy, even if I post dumb bullshit to Twitter, I'd be lying if I said that every now and then I get responses to that stuff or engagement that I don't doesn't get under my skin. I spend a half an hour stomping around like, God damn it, what that person? I mean, it gives you constant reminders it's not good for you, and yet, people are on it. And we think of lots of justifications. It's important to democracy. It's important to free speech. It's important to our career. It's important for networking. There's lots of excuses as to why we have to continue to ingest the poison. But just like saying, Arby's isn't that bad for you, it's bad for you. It's going to kill you one day. Anyway, maybe we're seeing the end of it. I like the comparison to Longshot. It's true. Nasinti was ahead of her time, for sure. Anyway, thanks for listening.